There we go. We're going to start the land use meeting now. On our Zoom here, it's being recorded for everyone's benefit, and so we have a record. Can I have somebody do roll call?
I'll do it.
Sure,
Larry's here, Lynette
Here.
and Robin
Here.
and Sue. That's all we have. That's a quorum for now.
Okay. Somebody comes in later, we'll just add them along.
Sure.
Announcement, the Locac event we had yesterday, Sunday at the community center at the Red Barn went off, I thought, really well. A lot of people attended. It was a little windy and a little chilly, but a lot of good information was there. A lot of people were picking up brochures and having a good old time. I think the ice cream all got eaten up. Everyone from Doc Bernstein, it was really good. Anyway, that's the only announcement I have. Any committee members announcements or want to say anything?
The Locac election next Saturday.
Oh, yeah. For those that are with us here and stuff, we have our election coming up Saturday. That's May 7th, I guess.
Yes.
Get out and vote, or if you're not in a thing and have a friend or neighbor that's in a district that has some people to vote for, have them get out and vote. It's real important to vote. Any
It's
other?
at the Larry, it's at the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, it's at the Chamber of Commerce. That's where voting will be. You go to our website and it'll give you more information about the time, and it's got maps of what district is in and who's running in what district. The committee members, okay, going to open it up to public comment now. If anyone from the public would like to make a comment on anything that is not on the agenda, we'll give you 3 minutes now to make a comment. I'm not seeing any hands or anything.
There's a hand.
Let's see, Nick White has a comment. Nick,
Okay.
Let's see.
That'd
can
be
you
Bruce
unmute
White.
yourself?
Hi, Bruce. Oh,
You need, there you go.
Can you hear him? Okay.
Hi, Sue.
hi, Bruce.
So it's actually working.
Tell him that you're Bruce White,
I'll be
not
darned.
Nick White.
This is Bruce White. My son's name is showing up. It's actually Bruce White. And so you asked me to be on, and I guess you wanted me to talk about the plans for the house, or?
Bruce, this
Oh,
is public. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, Bruce, this is public comment. Your item on the agenda is written on the agenda, and it's after the Gambro thing. So if you'll please wait and be patient with us, we'll get
Okay.
you in a few minutes, okay?
Not a problem. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and so we had no public comment, no hands raised for that. Yeah, either if you can raise your hand visually or at the bottom of the screen, there's a thing that you can click
Yes,
on.
the reaction.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called reaction, and it'll actually put a hand up on the screen here for us so we can see that for those not familiar with this Zoom procedure. Well, so nobody's there. Next, we're going to, can we get an approval of the minutes for our last April meeting, April 4th meeting?
I make a
Anyone
motion
like to make
that we
motion?
approve the minutes for the April 4th meeting.
Okay, is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? Just
I,
wave your hand on the screen. There we go. That's everybody.
Got it.
Good. And now we're going to the agenda items for today. The first one is the Gambrel project. I'm not sure who's representing that. It's the new sign at the shopping center for the dollar store.
Sure, it's Tom Jess, and he just has been unmuted.
Excellent.
Tom's got to tell us a little bit about the project.
Excellent. Is it okay if I share my screen just to pull it up on the screen?
Sure.
Okay. Is it, it looks like it's disabled. Is it possible to enable screen share
Yeah,
for
let
me?
me see. There's sharing. Did that do anything?
That sure did. You guys able to see the screen now?
yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, so what this is it's a slight revision to the sign program for the shopping center. This is the shopping center that has miners in it, Starbucks out in front, and then the Dollar Tree just moved into the back spaces there. They combined several spaces to create the one Dollar Tree. And no issues with the space going in. Everything went in, everything went fine until they went to submit for their sign permit. And the planner that was assigned to the project went through the sign application and noticed that the language of the sign permit didn't allow the sign, didn't specifically allow the sign that they were proposing. So what we are proposing to do is to modify the language. And there's 3 little points that we had to modify in order to make the sign program allow the sign that they're proposing for it. And I have some illustrations showing what it is. So basically what it comes down to is the existing signs. They're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces across here. And there's currently 7 separate signs across there, across the space. You can kind of see in the image here. And the way the sign program was written at the time was that it would be totally appropriate for them to take all 7 of those signs and put Dollar Tree across it, which is what they were showing here in this one version, which was Dollar Tree across the front there and a bunch of signs. But that seems repetitive, is redundant. It's not really what anyone wants. So what they wanted to do and what they requested to do was to take the multiple signs out and combine them into one larger sign up above. And the larger sign would be put up on the top here, just like the miners one is. So it'd be the same mounting details, same details as the miner sign and signs elsewhere in the center. So it's consistent with it. And the planners at the county felt like it was an appropriate sign, but that the language just didn't allow it. And there's one little thing, they're also changing Los Osos Fitness to Dollar Tree on the monument sign, but there's no issues in the sign program with this. It's really just the main sign that has the conflict. So what we are proposing to do is to change the language in a couple different spots. One is in the conditions of approval. The current conditions of approval for number 4 says the existing, this is from 2014, I believe. Yeah, 2014 revisions to the conditions of approval, or maybe even 2005. It was a long time ago. But it's the one says the existing size or number of fascia roof mounted signs inventory shall not be increased. And what we wanted to do, they took that to mean that you can't increase the number of fascia signs, and you can't increase or you couldn't increase the number of roof mounted signs. What we wanted to do, so the county's interpretation was that it wasn't a combined total between the two. It was you can't increase the number of fascia signs and you can't increase the number of roof mounted signs. So what we wanted to do was just change the language in that so that the existing overall combined sign and number of fascia and roof mounted signs in the shopping center shall not be increased. So the overall signage isn't increased, but it could be a combination between the two. And then there was one other smaller increase that we wanted to say was The Dollar Tree is a little over 9,000 square feet. It's like 9,350 square feet or something like that. And per the uniform sign program for the shopping center, it says that they're allowed 66 square feet of sign area on the building. We're requesting to increase that to 80 square feet. So it's just a small increase. And one thing I do want to point out is that with the condition here, it's still going to be significantly less than the combined total of the 7 smaller signs. So overall, there's a decrease in the amount of sign area. And then the last request that we wanted to do was one more thing in the sign program that says tenants may not replace the existing sign with a new sign that are different in overall size or combine the area of 2 signs into one larger sign. Additionally, the news, this is relevant, but and so what we wanted to do was change it to say tenants between 9,000 and 13,000 square feet may, at their discretion and expense with landlord approval, combine the total area of multiple signs into one larger roof-mounted sign with a maximum sign area of 80 square feet. So really, it's just revising the language in these 3 points in the sign program and the conditions of approval to allow Dollar Tree to not do this and instead do what was proposed here, which is the one sign centered on the space over the entry to Dollar Tree. And that's really what this request is for. And that's it. We're not proposing to make any other changes to the sign program or anything beyond that. So happy to answer any questions you may have. If I didn't cover anything.
Larry, I have a
Robin?
question. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Robin.
Just to assuming here, you can the scale of that larger Dollar Tree sign is, I mean, that's the scale, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
I've got some. Oh, go ahead, Sue. You got a question?
Okay, yeah, for some reason, I think I've seen this sign already. Is it there already?
It might be. I can't speak to what's there. I haven't been out there in a little while, to be honest. But I think this is just the language to clean it up so that the county can formalize the approval.
So you've already done it?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. Come on.
No, I don't know. I'm the architect.
Okay, okay.
I'm not the
and
landowner or the. It very well may be. I can't speak to that. I haven't been out there in a little bit.
It's done and it's covered up with a banner sign right now.
Okay, so they can't expose it until
it is constructed and built. How does this sign compare to the Rite Aid and the market that's there in square feet? Do you know?
I don't know what the size of the market is, but
Like,
it's smaller it's smaller than the Miners sign. The Miners sign you can see in this picture is much taller than what we're proposing.
Okay.
And the Rite Aid is also much taller than what we're proposing.
Taller. Okay, so
It's more in line
wise.
with the other ones that are over here.
Okay.
I have another
Okay.
question.
Go ahead,
Um,
Robin.
The illumination. So any difference with this sign than other tenant signs?
No, it would have it's a box sign, so it would be illuminated similar to the other ones.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. So it's a LED light and that the brightness and whatever wouldn't exceed what the other stores have? Or
No, it would not be bright. It's because the bulk of the sign is green.
Mhm.
It's going to be lighter in general than some of the ones that are white that shine brighter, but it is an LED, so it's an energy efficient light, and it has the box sign, so it's comparable to the other signs in the center. Very similar.
Okay. Any other questions from members of the committee? Sue?
Sure. One more. So in the light being comparable to the others, does that mean you are still within the regulations of whatever light you were allowed before?
That's correct. We're not asking for any modifications to the the lighting of the signs, or the light value of the sign, or the brightness of the sign. All the lighting would be consistent with what's already allowed for the
What's
sign
already
ordinance.
allowed. Okay, so,
Correct.
okay, thank you.
I've
Mhm.
got a question, and I thought I read in the referral package that there was request to put another sign at the 10th Street end of the parking lot. Are you involved in that? Did I read that correctly?
It would be on, I don't know about the 10th Street. Here, it's just the A and the B.
Okay.
You're right.
Did anybody else see that in the referral package? I could be mistaken.
If it is, it would be just to go on an existing sign. We're not proposing a new sign on 10th.
Okay, got it. Then thank you.
Okay. Any questions from members of the public regarding this sign or the permit? I see Lisa's got your hand up, Lisa D.
With this share screen, there you are. Lisa, I'm trying to ask you to unmute. There you
Yes,
go.
hello. Hi, I think, can you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to make a comment overall, and it seems that now you're asking for this sign to be bigger than the norm. And yet when you look at the other businesses, those signs have been real eyesores because of their scale and their high key lighting intensity. And I've always found that these signs don't, when you read some of the Title 23 lighting stuff, it always talks about special character, small scale coastal, and no bright lighting. And some of these backlit boxes in town have become incredibly high key because they've swapped out to LED. I think that's why. One great example is the Merrymaker. But because of the miners sign is mainly a background of white, it's very high key. So as a community member, I'm just mentioning this because if you're the architect attached to this mall, I think the signage overall, it has no continuity in scale, and it would be great if the letters were the same size in height, and if the background boxes were the same size. It's a bit of a jumble, and that's just, I think, my main point.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Any other questions or comments from members of the public? Sue, I also see you raising your hand there.
Yeah, I have a question for Lisa. I guess I'm confused, Lisa, because I was under the standing that these are lower letters. The letters are not as high as the ones. Did I misunderstand that? So you're saying that they're bigger?
Oh, on this Dollar Tree sign?
Yeah.
Well, it says here they're 29 inches and a half. What were they supposed to be? That's a question to Thomas.
So it's not a matter of the size. So this sign, the size is compliant. It was a matter of combining the 7 signs down here into a larger, like into a single sign. So if we combine the 7 signs, let me just open that one up and I'll tell you what it could have been. So now it has, so each one of these is 20, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140 square feet of signs. So we're taking 120 square feet of signs and putting it into 66 square feet of signs, 65.1 square feet of signs now. So we're cutting the sign that's currently there in half.
Mhm.
We're just combining it into a single sign. So, so that's really what the language was. The language says, the language in the sign or in the sign program said that you can't increase the size, and we're not proposing to change that. We're not saying we're not proposing to increase the size, but it didn't specifically say that it didn't say that you could combine the signs into a single sign. And that's what we're requesting, is to combine those areas into a single sign, but still keep it at the 65 square feet. Does that make any sense at all? Or am I not being clear there? So we're not asking for an increase in the size. We're just asking the language to allow us to combine the signs into a single sign as opposed to having 7 separate signs.
Well, I understand,
Right.
but I'm not on Locac. And Sue, I just wanted to say that my comment is more about the overall, that from sign to sign, from business to business marquee, there's really no continuity in the signage. And maybe someday that can be rectified.
Well, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. So again, any other questions from members of the public or back to the board? Any more? Otherwise, would someone like to make a motion for this?
I do. I'll make a
Go ahead,
motion.
Lynette.
I'll make a motion that we recommend to Locac approval of this change in the language so that the Dollar Tree sign can go up as we see in the plans.
Do we want to put that on the consent agenda?
I think so.
If you guys don't mind, I think we should put it, since it involves a bunch of community and people, driving by this day after day. I think we should just give the community one more opportunity to speak out on this, if that's okay with you guys.
I will amend my motion to include that. That's okay, sure.
All right, thanks,
Okay.
Lynette.
Let's put it on the regular agenda. Is there a second to Lynette's proposal?
I will.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, that's everybody, all 4 of us. Okay, so sir, the next thing that'll happen, this is going to go on the Locac agenda, which is on Zoom, May 26th. It's a Thursday at 7 o'clock in the evening. If you could be there and present this again to them, we don't see much issue with this. But sign is up already, but would that be okay?
Sure. I mean, obviously we prefer to be on the consent agenda just for expediency, but if that's your recommendation, we would certainly follow that.
Okay, yeah. I don't see any big things. Your presentation today is what you'll do Thursday at the end of the month, and I think it should go well also.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the White Project.
Larry, Sue has her hand up.
Sue, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to recuse myself from this project, and that's going to put us under our quorum.
Ooh.
I have
Okay.
to. I have personal reasons. These guys are my neighbors, and I need to recuse myself. So that
So
puts us
that-
at 3. That's not a quorum.
So we cannot hear
Correct.
the thing, or no?
We
can't
have
do
to hear
anything.
it. We have to hear it. We can't do anything. It's been publicly noticed, so we absolutely have to hear it, but we cannot make a recommendation.
Okay. And I'm just thinking this through. I need some clarification on it. Could they go to Locac and ask to be put on the Locac agenda because
I
there
like
wasn't a
that.
quorum here?
I think that's a great idea.
Well, I don't think it's the right idea or the wrong idea. God, I should stay out of this. I shouldn't be talking. I think you guys, I'll step out now and you guys can do what you want. I know that every time we go with something straight to Locac, there are people on Locac that say, you guys should have done this yourselves. This is your job before you come to
Yep.
us. So,
Yeah, but this is the first time we haven't had a quorum, so.
correct. When we have a quorum, we cannot make any recommendations.
Yeah,
And we have to allow people to speak if they choose, but we can't make any recommendations. So, yeah.
okay. Well, let me ask, Mr. White, you're there. I see your picture. I know you were talking earlier. Can we unmute you?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Okay, I still see it's muted though.
That better? Can you hear me?
I'm hearing somebody.
We might have a connection problem.
yeah, something's
We're ask-
weird.
We're asking you to unmute. On your screen, there should be somewhere to.
How about that?
You got it.
Yep,
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Ask away. I'm here.
Okay. Did you hear our situation?
I did,
That
yes.
Sue is recusing herself, and we don't have a quorum. So there's, we can open it up to the public, or or you can make your comments. We can't make any suggestions or anything. So one option would be to come back next month, which would be May, June. I don't have the date in front of me, but June's the first Monday in June, and come back to our meeting then. And hope, there should be a quorum, hopefully. Or I guess you could ask to go directly to Locac, our Thursday meeting.
This Thursday?
No, Thursday the 26th. It's the fourth Thursday of the month.
I see.
And, and ask if they would put you on the agenda there, because we didn't have a quorum. We weren't able to make a comment on this, on your project. And if you didn't make the Thursday one, I'm looking at the calendar. So the following Monday would be
The 6th?
Ends.
the 6th of April. To come back to land use here, and
6th.
or not
Okay.
April, May of June.
Do you hear me at all?
Mhm.
yes,
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
yes,
Okay. My issue is the planner at the county that has our architectural plans, if I understand him correctly, is he can't even start the clock ticking on the approval process until he has certain information items. And one is the ARC has to give the thumbs up, the ARC for Cabrillo. And I know you're not the ARC.
Bruce, I'm sorry, I'm not discussing this project, but I spoke with the guy who's on ARC. He hasn't even seen your plans yet. He was shocked to see it on the agenda tonight. So he needs to see your plans. If that's one of your prerequisites, he hasn't even seen it. The committee has not seen it yet. So someone needs to send it to them.
But what committee are you talking about?
The ARC, the Architectural Review Committee from Cabrillo.
Yeah, I tried to reach out. Nobody responded. I found out today who I was supposed to send it to.
George Higgins.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just found that out today. My email went unanswered from last week.
Hmm.
So I now know that. But my understanding is the person at the county, they really only care about the ARC thumbs up or thumbs down. And that's pretty much it. And then after that, the county has what they need to either approve it or not approve it. Is that your understanding, or am I missing something?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking to me now?
Yeah, whoever wants to answer. I'm not sure.
Well, if you need an answer from the Architectural Committee of Cabrillo, someone needs to send them the file so they can look at it and make a recommendation.
I will do that. I will
Okay,
do that.
that's step one.
Okay.
Okay.
So then, Larry, I think it should come back here if you guys all want to pass this and go to Locac. I think you should ask the chair of Locac first before you send it to her, because you know, they like us to vet these things before. That's our job, you know.
Okay.
So-
So I'm going to make a recommendation that you come back to our meeting. And I'm sorry because we don't have a quorum here, but it's June 6th, first Monday of the month at 7:00. And at that time, we should have a quorum, and we'll be able to discuss your project.
But I'm still confused. I thought the only authority that the county needs to hear back from would be the ARC people of Cabrillo.
You're correct in that they'd like to hear from us. You know, we are only an advisory board. We don't make decisions yes or no or anything. We just advise. But, you know, the county does listen to us. You know, so it is to your betterment, you know, that it does come through. Your permit gets reviewed by land use and by the Locac committee.
Bruce, it's
So
Bruce, it's a requirement of a minor use permit that you come before that land use hears your permit and Locac makes a recommendation. That's a requirement of a MUP, of a minor use permit.
Okay. Yeah, because the planner is not asking for that, so I'm confused. I will call him. I'm confused as to how many jurisdictions are involved. I thought it was ARC. Everybody talks about ARC and that's it. I guess there's more. I guess there's more entities that have to.
Yeah, there's a few more hoops you've got to jump through.
And how about the California Coastal Commission?
That's if you
That
get
is
healed.
I'm trying to be funny, but I'm not, unfortunately, because we have snails around here.
Oh,
get some ducks. Ducks like snails.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the problem is that's another 1 month delay to get to that Locac meeting, right?
Yep. And then again, we're really sorry about it, but for some reason, we had several members today that have unexcused absences, not being with us. And Robin, go ahead.
Well, I was just bringing up once again, if the chair of Locac agrees to put this on the agenda for this month, the 26th, could Mr. White have it heard then and land use not advise?
It could, yes. I mean, it could do that. You know, that's the question. Is it technically my responsibility to ask the chair, or is it Mr. White's responsibility to ask the chair? And I will find out that answer when I ask the chairperson, and I will let Mr. White know how to go about doing that.
And then that way he wouldn't have the month delay.
Yeah, be a little bit quicker.
Okay, so
Is
do I
that
just
okay
wait?
with?
That's fine with
I
me. Do I
cut
just wait
out
to
on-
hear back?
Can you
That
ask?
is-
Yeah,
them?
give me a
That's-
couple of days.
Okay,
Give me a couple of days, and I'll be in touch with you one way or another.
okay.
Is that
But-
I've got your email address on the application, I guess.
That's probably my wife's. What email do you see there?
I don't have the
B-
application in
B
front
White
of me.
at pbwhite.com.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so Robin, you've got the email.
That would be,
Or who-
no, I don't. That would be
No,
Sue or you.
Lynette. Somebody read it to me.
I did. Sue
I just
did.
somebody. Oh, Sue. Okay, you've got the email.
Yes,
Somebody has the email that they can get to me so I can answer him.
yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Well,
Thank
if there
you.
is nothing else, then, Mr. White, thank you very much, and we will get an answer to you in the next several days, as quickly as I can. And if
Thank you.
there's nothing else, I adjourn the meeting. Unless people want to stay and hang out and keep talking,
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for being here.
And to
Thank you.
Tom Cross and the names on here I don't recognize, thank you all for showing up tonight. George Churkin, Dave and Bev, thank you.